We are live.
We did it.
We did it. We
Back.
went live on the internet.
We're back. 2 week break. I guess it's 1 week
1
break.
week.
Yeah.
Been 2 weeks.
You can blame Shaw
partially
Cable
my
for that.
fault. Yeah, exactly.
What? How's that? None of this is my fault.
Shaw.
Oh wait, you said
Shaw.
I heard Sean, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, you could actually wait. No, I changed my mind. You can play Sean Booker for every
Yeah, there
problem
we
you've
go.
ever had.
That works. I like this strategy.
Just all of life's faults.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope.
No, but last Thursday we had planned to do a late one because John was going to the expo on Friday. I had to take a shift to train a new guy at work on Saturday, and then Sunday I was also just using that day to chill and not do stuff. So, yeah, basically it just didn't work out because Shaw went down and fucked up John's end when we were planning to do it.
We had next to no internet until like 3 a.m. It was great.
Yeah, that's fucking great. That's
That
awesome.
sucks. That's annoying.
Yep. So that's why there was no show last weekend. It was gonna be probably just nothing, to be honest. Anyway, I hadn't
More or
played a
less.
lot last weekend, so I played more this week. So yeah, I feel okay.
Well,
about
before
that.
all that, John, how was the expo?
The expo was all right. We only went one day. We went Friday. Spent a bunch of money. Said hi to a lot of people.
Yeah.
What'd
Had
you
a
get?
time. Bunch of video games, as always. That's all I grabbed, actually. Oh, and one little piece of art. That was about it.
Okay, I went on Saturday.
Mhm.
I picked up Meteos for the DS.
Nice.
Um,
The Disney version or the regular one?
I have no. How do you tell?
It literally says Disney on there.
Oh, okay,
Disney
then the
Meteos.
regular one. Regular one, yeah. A lot of people were like saying that game was great back when that recent Luminous game for iOS came out last year.
Yeah.
Meteos is good, but it destroys your screen.
Oh, awesome! Cool. Well,
Well,
I'll
there
play
you go.
lightly, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got that. I got some art. That was most of what I picked up. I'm gonna show you guys. I brought some show and tell. Sorry for the audio listeners.
Yeah. But I mean, you could just search YouTube or go to YouTube and search top-down perspective and see if you wanted
Alright.
to see.
So I started off buying some like super old school movie posters that I haven't seen these movies or anything. I just thought the posters were cool.
Okay.
Here's Lady Frankenstein.
Okay.
Can you guys read the text?
Yes, kind of. Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'll just read it for you guys. And at the top it says, "Only the monster she made could satisfy her strange desires."
All right, I'm gonna put you full screen there so we can see. There,
Okay.
you're taking up the full
Alright.
screen now.
Okay, so
Okay.
sorry for the reflection. But
Works
it's
for me.
pretty
I
cool.
gotta find something. I gotta
Very
find
nice.
something now.
I got this one for my girlfriend because she likes dinosaurs.
Okay,
It's When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth.
that's awesome. That's really
Why don't you
cool.
paint a word picture for the audio listeners?
boobs and dinosaurs in the background?
Yeah,
There
so
you go.
there's like, I don't know, like weird cave women, and then like a dino. In the back, there's a T-Rex like eating one of them.
Weird cave women. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly.
Some of them
yeah.
are like dancing. Here's like a pterodactyl fighting like the long neck guy. I don't know. It's a pretty cool poster.
Cool.
And then I got two more.
Okay.
I can just reach these. All right, first one. These ones are bigger.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool.
Again, paint us a word picture, guys.
I mean, it's Gozira done in I'm trying to remember that art style name. Oh my god.
I don't know. It's just like it's kind of simplified. It's really kind of pop arty.
Yeah,
But,
it's like black, white, and red.
Yeah,
It's very
pretty cool,
simple.
right?
It's very
propaganda style.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. Sure, I can agree to this.
And then the last poster I got, with topical, by the way.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice. I saw
nice.
that one at the expo. It was real good.
Yeah. Again, what are you guys looking at?
Samurai Jack.
Yep.
Yep.
This one, the art style is so cool, but yeah, it's a giant Aku.
Yep.
And then Samurai Jack's like staring him down.
Yeah.
Anyway, so right now I have these in a little plexiglass sleeves. I need to get some frames for them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool.
But that's what I picked up. My dad went with me. He picked up a Warriors poster.
Also good choice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I guess since we're all doing show and tell, I have a little show and tell too.
All right.
Okay.
I'll make you all large as well then.
Oh no! Don't do it! Don't do it! It's a mistake. I bought Tiger Electronics games. I bought NBA Jam and Ninja Turtles.
Nice. Okay.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Dimension X Assault. It's talking, and apparently NBA Jam in Tiger Electronics form. And here's how you tell what team you're playing as, because it says on the back what number they represent. Did you know that the Utah Jazz are apparently 13?
No.
That's it.
Okay.
That's what they are. They're 13.
Okay.
All right.
Also, so are the 76ers.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
two
there was
different teams are the same number?
Because East and West.
Okay.
Yeah, West has 13 and East has 14.
Okay.
Okay,
so
cool.
yeah, there was just a booth there. They had a bunch of games, and they just had a giant pit of Tiger Electronics games. And I was like,
There was a ton of booths with games.
yeah, there was pretty good picking this year.
I also picked up an expansion for Super Fight because it was cheaper there than down here.
Nice.
I think that's all. I
Yeah.
think that's all I picked up when I was up there.
Cool. Sounds good.
It was a good time. Yep, I enjoyed it.
Nice. Did you? What did you play on the way up? Because I know you had a few options with your new Game Boy and all that.
Right. Okay. So yeah, let's move into the podcast.
Yeah.
Top down perspective. For May 5th, Cinco de Mayo.
Yay.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here. Sean, Paul is also here, and John. Okay. So you want to start with me? What I've been playing?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not play my Game Boy.
Oh, what?
What?
Because I was busy with my Switch.
Oh, okay.
All right, fair, fair.
So Puyo Puyo Tetris came out.
Yeah.
A fun story about before I actually talk about playing the game. I ordered it on Amazon because Amazon has their 20% off thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think after tax, it ended up being around $35 or something.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I realized, wait, they're selling it online. Like the digital version is $10 cheaper. It's $30. And I would prefer that because I prefer having my handheld stuff just all on the system. I got that big SD card and everything. Let's get it all digital. But in Canada, it's 40 Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh crap, I got this problem again, right? I have to buy everything Canadian, blah blah blah. So I remembered that a month or so back, someone sent in that Reddit thread with how you can like unlink your account and everything. So I gave that a try finally, and it worked perfectly.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah. So all I have to do.
You finally have a US account now?
No, it's a Canadian account. So what I do is I unlink it from my Nintendo network ID or whatever. It's like my Nintendo account and there's like Nintendo ID. They're like two separate things that are linked. I unlink that, then I can change my region. And then so I change it to the States, and it's just like fine. And then I'm the store when I open it up is now an American, and I can use my American cards and everything. And then when I'm done, I just link my Nintendo account back, and it goes, oh hey, you have to change your region settings because this ID account is Canadian, and so I'm like, that's fine, and everything's good. It's tied to Sean. It's on my system. I only have one account on my system. Everything's good. I think the only thing I miss out on is those coins, like
yeah,
reward
my Nintendo
coins.
points. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
but like, who cares?
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So, so that was great, and so yeah, I returned the physical copy. Actually, that's not true. The other thing I missed out on is the physical copy came with 2 keychains.
I mean, they're nice keychains.
Sure. I mean, they're keychains.
I'm just telling you, like, I have the physical. The keychains are nice.
Okay. Are you using them?
I have too many keychains already.
He has a lot of keychains.
Do you use any of them?
If I was going to use one, I would probably use the Tetris piece.
Okay. I'm not a big
Makes
keychain
sense.
guy, so I'm very like minimalist in what goes in my pockets.
Yeah.
So I'm not upset that I had to send those keychains back. And so yeah, I got on the system, and that was great. That worked perfectly.
Cool.
Puyo Puyo Tetris is a lot of fun. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
The story, I'm not super invested in it. It's a little
it's
goofy.
a throwaway story. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little much. But it's like the weakest in just getting you into play it. The fusion mode is super difficult. I find.
Is that the one where you play like you have Tetris pieces that fall and Puyo pieces that fall?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's the weirdest mode out of them all, honestly.
Yeah. So do you have it? Are you playing it?
Dude, I've got like 4 versions of this game. I've had Japanese versions for a long time.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
But yes,
so,
I have the Switch one. But yeah.
Yeah. So I was talking about the combined version. Yeah, it's weird to get used to. It's still fun though. But yeah, I haven't done any online stuff or anything yet. I've just been playing the story mode and then some local 2-player, like with my girlfriend. She's pretty into it as well.
Nice.
Now, were you using the Joy-Cons, just one Joy-Con each, or how were you controlling?
Yep.
How is that to play that game?
It was fine. I mean, I don't think either of us ever really got like to the point where it was going super fast before one of us lost. She's actually not that great at it. But yeah, I didn't really have much of an issue. Like it's basically kind of like a 1-button game. Is there even buttons involved? Yeah.
Yeah, there's
to rotate.
And to like hold pieces in Tetris and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. To the hold. Yep. It's good. I think I like Tetris more than Puyo Puyo.
Yeah.
I just can't seem to figure out like how to get like huge score multipliers going as easily as I can with Tetris.
The skill ceiling on Puyo is way higher and way harder than it is for Tetris.
Yeah, I mean Tetris is easy enough. It's like I know how to set up a Tetris, and I know how to set up like a couple in a row. Like I just ignore one line, and then you can make a Tetris eventually. Puyo, it's like you got to be thinking like 4 moves ahead, and I just lack of experience, I guess maybe. So I like Tetris a bit more. Yeah, so I've been playing that. I was playing a bunch of Zelda on the plane as well. The Switch on the plane is great. That just makes the plane trip like, no pun intended, but fly by.
Okay.
So unless your plane doesn't have outlets, then it's kind of a bummer. And I had one plane like that.
On the way back?
No, on the way up there.
On the way up.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, so I finished the 4th dungeon, and now I'm just kind of like doing more stuff before I go finish the game.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
Yep.
Zelda's still pretty good. Quick note. I finished everything in Lara Croft Go, and I just wanted to say that second piece of DLC, which is the most recent one, is awesome.
Oh, okay.
Both the DLCs are real fun, but that new one, the mirror one, is super cool, and they do some new mechanics and stuff that is just really fun. Can't recommend Lara Croft Go enough. And then the thing I played most recently is I played through all of Abzu.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear you talk a little bit about this.
Because this was a PlayStation Plus title, so it's free right now. I recommend it. It's a lot like Journey, to the point where there's definitely like set piece moments from Journey that they do in this one. That it's like, oh, this is that part from Journey. which is
That sounds
interesting.
kind of boring though. If they're just doing that again.
Then in the back half of the game,
Yeah.
it is definitely not Journey. It's like,
Okay.
wow, there's like a lot more going on here. This is kind of just like ridiculous. And I don't
Okay.
want to spoil what it is.
Yeah.
I did it in one sitting, and I don't think it was even 2 hours long.
Pretty short. Okay.
So it's neat, which is actually, that was really nice to have that, because a lot of the other games I've been playing have been like Zelda or Horizon or Mass Effect.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is like not in sight, and like I'm not trying to get to the end. So having this like start to finish bite size thing was enjoyable. Puyo Puyo Tetris, again, story mode is going to take a while, but also it's not really a game that's going to have like a definitive like I'm done with this kind of thing.
Sure.
But Abzu, yeah. So I would recommend it if you like Journey and those kind of stuff. And it's easy enough just to go through, hour and a half, 2 hours tops. But I had fun with it. It was pretty cool, and there's some fun stuff in the back half that I really was not expecting.
Cool. I look forward to trying it out.
Yeah, you definitely should. That's basically what I've been playing. How about let's get John out of the way?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I played a little bit of Puyo Puyo Tetris. Now that's in English. Still good. I got to the top rank in Super Bomberman R.
Nice.
I forget if I
Congrats.
talked about that previously.
You didn't.
So I'm in God League A, I believe is what it's called.
God tier. Yeah.
Yeah, God tier.
Nice.
So
Good
all that means is if I ever play ranked again, I'm just gonna get my ass kicked because all I'll do is lose points.
Oh.
Hooray!
Yay! The game's over for me.
Yeah, pretty much. The worst part is like there's still a shit ton of stuff I need to unlock. Like they don't get enough coins on the way up there to actually justify buying everything. Like I'm still missing a character and almost every like cosmetic accessory, but I have all the stages.
Somebody was telling me like a breakdown of how much it costs for stuff in that game. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was probably Juker, because Juker's been grinding out on the final boss to earn currency to unlock everything.
Oh really?
And so he's the one that told me like each cosmetic item has like 8 tiers to it. And
Oh,
like they
God.
start like it's like 500 for the first tier.
Yeah.
Then it's like 750, then it's 1,000, and apparently somewhere along the way it just jumps up dramatically, and the final tier is 10,000.
God, man.
So yeah, so keep in mind I've bought like 5 accessories at tier 1. I bought all the stages.
Like, is like a stripe on the shirt, or like what are we talking about here?
All the cosmetic accessories are like for the little ball on Bomberman's head. You can replace it with a bunch of stuff. Like I wear a top hat usually. I used to wear a guitar on my head. You can get like cakes, ice cream, balls, bombs, just whatever.
Can you get something with the Switch logo on it?
Surprisingly, no.
So it's not the best Switch launch title.
It's not Zelda, no.
Nope.
It's not Zelda. 0 out of 10, not Zelda.
There you go. And there's like 6 characters you can unlock. 5 of them are 5,000 coins each, but then one is 30,000 coins. So she is basically the cost of the other 5 characters combined and then some.
Is she awesome or something?
She's actually just a reskin of another character. A reskin and I guess a dialogue change.
Oh, great. That sounds worth it.
Yeah, I don't understand why. And they're adding like new characters soon too, and I'm wondering if you have to buy those as well. Like all the Konami characters are coming soon.
Oh man.
Speaking of like buying unlocks and stuff, in Puyo Puyo Tetris, what should I unlock with my credits? Because they seem to take a while to accumulate.
Mm-hmm.
What do I want? Do I want like voice packs, or like what would you recommend?
Do the aesthetics if you like the aesthetics, because you can set either random or you can lock onto one that you really like.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna play it a bit more and buy the crayon ones that they show you in tutorial mode, because I actually kind of like the look of that, at least for Tetris.
Okay. I don't think I did any of the tutorials, but okay. Good to know. Because right now I was thinking, oh, maybe voice packs, and they're the most expensive, and that I'll get to hear different stuff. But I don't know. Good to have the recommendation.
I think the voice packs are. I don't even know if they're just for like listening to, or if they're actually just for while you're going through in the menu. I don't remember.
They're not in game.
I don't believe so, because the characters, you already get the voice packs for them if you play as them.
I just thought like if I'm playing like quick play or whatever, they would start saying different stuff. But this sounds...
I don't know. I haven't bought them. I did not care enough to buy them.
Okay, I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. Other than that, been still working through Persona 5. Right before the podcast, we got to what looks to be the start of the final story arc, and the story basically just went off the fucking rails.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
In a good way, or what?
Well, yeah, in a good way, but it was also just like up to that point, it's like, all right, this story beat is coming. We've warned you about it numerous times, but then it finally happens, and you're like, holy shit, how the fuck does this all work?
Okay, that sounds good.
Nice.
Like,
How many hours are you in?
106.
Yeah.
All right, wow.
Yeah, we took our time. Like, probably at least 6 of those hours are just from the game being left on for various reasons.
Okay. Yeah.
But like, I'll take my time going through one of the dungeons or one of the randomized dungeons, so like I'll get more levels and stuff like that. And we've just been kind of going at a relaxing pace and not like min-maxing it, and listening to the dialogue too. That's another thing. Like, we'll let the voice actors actually talk.
Yeah.
And that slows things down considerably. But
it's more.
we've
been
playing that for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, you're still loving it?
Yep, still enjoying it. I really want to know how this story ends.
Yeah.
Cool,
man.
What was the last game before this you put 100 hours into?
Zelda.
Okay.
Yeah, so a month ago.
Yeah. We went from 100-hour game to another 100-hour game. We've actually clocked more time on Persona than Zelda.
Might I recommend Abzu? Finish it in 2 hours, which is refreshing.
Nice. Yeah.
True. I could go for a short palate cleanser after this.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Sean, someone in the chat is saying that they are actually alternate voice lines, so I guess they do happen in game. The voices honestly seem like the same
person in the chat
lines. They
say,
sound different.
Yeah, in chat they didn't mention if that's in game or if that's just like what.
Well, that would imply it's in game.
Okay. And then someone else said the voices seem like they're the same lines, but they sound different. So I don't know who to believe. These two people will have to fight, and whoever wins, I'll believe them.
Yeah,
right,
that makes sense.
And you played anything else, John?
That's pretty much it. It's been Persona all the time, pretty much.
Paul.
Yeah, we got to jump back on Persona 5 here. Kind of fell off.
All right.
No, sorry. Like, I mean, here at my household, we need to jump back on it because schedules aren't lining up exactly right now, and we're playing it together. So that's what happens when you play a game.
We're doing here.
Yeah. What happens when you play a game with a person? Like, your schedules can sometimes conflict. I started playing a game called Gloom. It's an indie roguelike game that uses a lot of Dark Souls elements and looks like Limbo, if that paints a decent picture of what it is. Basically, it's a 2D platforming roguelike type thing where you have different weaponry like axes, swords, and whatnot that have different animations and how fast they wind up and how much damage they do and all that sort of stuff that you can pick up from certain rooms or buy from a smith guy or whatnot, and you can attack things and you try to make progress and kill bosses. And yeah, it's a Dark Souls 2, or it's a Dark Souls like game in 2D with a Limbo type of style, the high contrast black and white style of gameplay. It's fun. It's pretty fun. It seems like it was developed by 2 dudes now that I'm looking it up. So yeah, I don't know how long it is, but
like 2 people, or is the company's name 2 dudes?
No, 2 people. The company name is Hunchback Studio. But yeah, that's been a fun little thing for a couple bucks that people can buy on Steam if that sounds at all interesting to them. I've been liking it, and it doesn't seem like it's procedurally generated the way you go in the levels. It's just what's procedurally generated is the enemies in some spots. So yeah, it's not fully roguelike that way, I guess. Just the fact that you can pick up different weapons and like passive items that make you stronger in certain ways and all that stuff. But yeah, it's super fun, and people should check that out. I said a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, that there's no way I would ever play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and then somebody gave me money to buy it, and I felt like I had to. So I've been playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, specifically with Nathan lately, because he was super excited about it for some reason, and I had it. So I've been playing with him, and that game's fine. It plays like Daisy or Arma or those games that it's modeled exactly after. There's nothing too new there. There's a few changes that like make it more streamlined, and I think that's probably why people picked up on it as much as they did. There's only a certain amount of weapons in the game and certain types of ammo and all that sort of stuff, so it's not overly confusing of what you can get, and super intuitive on how to like equip modifications on your weapons or de-equip them and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's one of these 100 people go in, one person wins type games. It's fast and snappy and keeps you going. It's fun. It's fine. I tried it a little bit alone. I didn't have that much fun in it because for that, I like the more meticulous, like, I really like DayZ for playing alone because it's just like this oppressive, shitty world that like when you're in a gunfight with someone, it's actually terrifying because it's just like 2 hours of nothing and just scrounging and trying to survive. And then you hear like a bullet whiz by your head and it's like the most stressful, terrifying situation ever, especially if you don't have a weapon.
And this doesn't have that?
This doesn't have that. This is just, oh, there's guns everywhere. Derp, 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 shoot, shoot, shoot. It's just more action-y. So,
have you won yet?
Yeah. The first day I had it, actually.
Oh, like this, you won in solo?
We won a squad. I haven't played a whole lot solo. There's a... Okay. You can play solo, duos, so with another person, or squads of 4. We won a squad game the first day, and Nathan and I have been playing duos. I just find it funner playing with another person. I won't play that game alone. So, but
okay.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. It's a fine game.
I understand when you're when you're at the beginning, when you're flying in on the plane, it's if you have voice chat on, it's just like the worst thing in the world.
If you play any multiplayer game and have voice chat on, it's the worst thing in the world, so I just shut that shit off. I just shut that shit off. Actually, when I'm playing DayZ, I leave that on because it's super important for your survival sometimes.
Sure.
But yeah, another reason why I kind of like that single player situation better. But it's totally fine. Again, like, I wasn't looking forward to it or anything, which is why I wasn't going to buy it until somebody kind of forced my hand, which is fine. I would recommend if people want this type of game to buy it, though, because it is the one people are playing right now. It's in the zeitgeist. Like, if you go to Arma 3 or something, you're probably gonna be finding most of those people are playing this. Like, just get the one people are playing so you can actually find a game in time. The culling is completely dead. Don't go for the culling. Like, just go for the one people are playing. And that's this. It's pretty fast to find games. Like, less than 5 minutes, you'll usually find 100 people to match up with, and you're playing again.
It's super popular right now, yeah.
It's super popular. Yeah.
That's how those games kind of go.
For sure. And, like, they've been doing changes a lot, so hopefully it isn't just a flash in the pan and they're able to keep this thing going, but it very well might like die with the next change they make that makes guns more powerful or something, and people that were super into it think it's bullshit now and then quit, and everybody quits because of it. Like, that's just how that shit can go. So hopefully it works out for them, but either way, they've made their money for sure. I've been playing The Evil Within, and like actually playing it, because I played it for about 3 to 4 hours before, up to about chapter 6 when it came out, like 3 years ago, whenever that was. And I hated it, and that game gets way worse. That game gets so fucking bad. It's like laughable. It goes from a disappointing survival horror game to a shitty third-person action shooter pretty quick. And yeah, I haven't been having that much fun with it. I think the most annoying thing about it is with Shinji Mikami behind it, who like has shown he can do horror by doing the Resident Evil series and like revitalizing that series and getting people back into it after the old days and all that stuff. It's super disappointing to know that like a dude who can do well just did like mediocre at best, especially since the game overall, like, it's bad, but it has some glimpses of like horror genius in it, and that's super frustrating too, because if it was just a bad game, I would revel in the fact that it's like a really bad game that went for it. That's kind of what Resident Evil 6 did, because that game is not good, but man, does it go for that shit in a lot of parts, and it like makes me forgive the fact that it just isn't that good of a game. The Evil Within never shows that it cares enough about its player to try something new or like interesting. But every now and then it'll just have like this weird moment of clarity where it's like, oh right, this guy was really good one time at his job, and this like one scene showed it. So it's been a bummer, but I'm almost done it. I have about an hour or two left, I'm told. I'm on the last chapter, I think. And I'm going to be doing all the DLC just to get it off my computer and like kind of file that in file for completed games never to be revisited. But yeah.
Okay, I was going to ask, why'd you go back to it? It seemed like you're not enjoying yourself.
It's not the worst horror game I've played, so
okay.
It's just the most disappointing. The worst horror game I played was Amy, and that was a few months ago. I played through that, so why not finish this one off, I guess. And as of today, I've been playing Prey. Prey came out.
This is the new Prey?
The new Prey. Yep.
So, I didn't play the first Prey, but is it anything like that?
No, it's so fucking different. It's nothing like that. This new Prey is basically like BioShock meets Dead Space with a little bit of like Soma stuff going in there, the weird sci-fi like story stuff that you're not really sure what's going on. The basic premise is that you're playing a character that, or like a character that whose family is like well known, or how I regarded scientists, for making this invention called the neuromod, which is like a thing you shoot into your brain, like a chip or something, that will allow you to be good at something or like change your thought process. Like one
like
guy,
Deus Ex.
There's a bunch of Deus Ex crap in there too, for sure. It's kind of like a combination of a bunch of weird sci-fi things.
Or Syndicate.
It's less Syndicate.
Are you gonna
It's
rip
more
the chips
Deus
out of
Ex.
other people's heads once you beat them?
No.
That's a cool game.
That's a cool
Syndicate's
game,
a cool
but that's
game.
why it's less Syndicate. It's actually more
Okay.
Deus Ex. Yeah.
Just like running sideways with your gun. Sorry, no, when you're running, your gun goes sideways.
Yeah.
It's a cool game.
Yeah. This game very much feels like BioShock the first time you played BioShock, where you find you're in this like giant weird area
awesome.
and you're trying to unlock what's like the story of what the fuck is going on. And I've been really enjoying it. Unfortunately, I can't speak much more to it because I've been playing it for about 3 hours, like before the podcast. I literally turned off the stream of me playing Prey to get water and then come back so that Sean could call me. So, like, I just stopped playing it. It's super cool. There's a lot of, like, emails on computers that you can read for different people. There's a lot of names. Like, this really feels like a facility that was running with people with names, like, as head of security, and even just, like, the receptionist to the CEO and all this sort of crap, right? And they all have their own computer terminals, and they all have different emails, so I've been kind of, like, having a lot of fun building this world through, like, how people are talking
very
to each
Deus
other.
Ex.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's very Deus Ex in that. The horror part of it comes with the alien-type weird monster things. I have no idea what they are yet. Are mimics. What this means is that they take the form of random
like the treasure
shit in the
chest.
No, like anything.
The stupid, annoying treasure chest, right?
Kind of, but like, this is more like, say you go into an area like the employee lounge and there's a bunch of stools at the bar. One of those might be an enemy that when you go near it, it jumps out and gets you, and it's fucking irritating.
Oh, so actually kind of like the treasure chest.
Kind of, but like you don't have to...
It's always an object?
I think it's more like The Thing from The Thing.
Yeah, it's more like that, but for inanimate objects, because this is made by the people who made Dishonored and like have that whole repertoire behind them. There's a bunch of shit you can just randomly pick up, like books and toss and all that sort of stuff. So there's just objects everywhere. And they made it a horror game by saying, hey, if there's going to be objects everywhere, what if the monsters could just, like, hide as one of the objects until you go near it? And it's fucking infuriating, because I hate jump scares. And this game is, like, nothing but jump scares so far.
I can see that.
Like, it's not, like, a scary
shooter,
situation. Right? It's a shooter, yeah.
So could you just, like, shoot all of like the chairs when you enter a room or something, or does it?
That
could.
would waste all your ammo, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you could waste all your ammo and do that if you wanted to. What I've been doing is just running in with my wrench, literally hitting everything on a desk. So, like, I look like the crazy person. But, you know.
That is pretty funny. You run in, you hit every chair with your wrench.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
Yep.
Oh man, what a sight.
And then some of
funny.
the other creatures I've like encountered are called phantoms, and they're just like bigger, weird monster, alien, whatever the fuck these are. They look almost like shadows or something, and they like can two-shot you because they're actually powerful and dangerous and all that. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's a weird game, but I'm like super into it. I'm actually excited to go back and play more of it.
Is there a part near the beginning where like the chair flies at you and then you're like, holy crap, I gotta tell someone about this, and then you bring them in and it's like, look at this flying chair, and it's just sitting there and they're like, what are you doing, man? This is just a regular chair.
No.
It's like, no, I swear it was flying around.
No, but there is a moment where like an NPC picks up a cup of coffee and he's like, wait, where's all my coffee? And then the mug just like turns into the thing and grabs him.
Oh, that sounds badass.
Yeah, there's like dumb shit like that that's going on for sure. Yeah, so there's good.
Is there
it's
any
good stuff.
ties, even like story wise, to the original Prey?
No, the original Prey was about a Native American Indian dude, Tommy, who gets abducted when he's hanging out in the bar with a bunch of other Native Americans, and then he has to like save his
portal
family,
stuff, right?
Or something. Yeah.
I'm super curious if there's like an Easter egg somewhere in there that like I want, like maybe it's in the same universe, or like it's in like, you know,
Maybe.
happening in a different part of the world.
I never did beat that Prey. I was actually wanting to revisit that Prey before this one came out. I just haven't really had the time to. Also, I remember feeling really sick because you can't change the field of view, I think, in the original Prey. And it's like, it makes me want to vomit after an hour or two of playing.
Weird.
Yeah, Prey is very, very good. If you like games like BioShock and Dishonored, like, just imagine those mixing together with a cool sci-fi premise. And it's, yeah, I highly, highly recommend it to anybody who thinks that's cool. Also, it has one of the best openings for, like, title cards and stuff that I've seen in the game. That's just really, really nice.
I'm always a fan of that.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Just before we move on, someone in the chat also said that they listened to the Puyo Puyo voices, and someone was right. It's the same lines, but they sound different.
Hooray.
Different sounding voice.
Okay.
So maybe like one of them, they're like yelling it or like whispering. I don't know. Sounds awful. That sounds like a waste of my credits.
Okay.
Buy the aesthetics then, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, news. There's a whole bunch because it's been 2 weeks.
Sure.
Forza Horizon 3 is getting a Hot Wheels expansion. Have you guys seen this trailer? Because this looks awesome.
It does
That
look
looked
awesome.
really good.
This looks so fun. So not only are the Hot Wheel cars, because they could easily have just put the Hot Wheel cars in there, right?
What is up, everyone?
And like, I wouldn't be surprised if they'd done that before. But they got the orange tracks just in the world that you're driving on and stuff. And it's still day-night cycle, so sometimes it's night while you're driving on a big orange loop-de-loop. This looks like a ton of fun.
No, this is like what they had to do. This is actually perfect. This is great.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this. I'm gonna try and play this for sure.
Mm-hmm.
This will be. I hope it's good. Because my expectations, I've been hyped up. So this is a really cool thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Call of Duty World War II was announced.
Yep. Looks like Band of Brothers Call of Duty style, basically.
Who's excited?
I am actually. I am looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to seeing
were
how
you tired of futuristic stuff?
Kind of, because like Call of Duty wasn't the only shooter that started doing a lot of futuristic stuff, so like that just kind of got oversaturated.
Right.
I'm kind of excited to see how they go back to like boots on the ground, just rough military crap that's
Time
going
machine.
on. Well, no, I hope. Well, I don't know if I hope not.
Brings back all the future weapons with him, and it's the same game, but it's just set in the past.
That's the thing, right? Is that if they make like packs that you can buy, like weapon packs later on or whatever, if they put like some weird like laser gun or cannon or something people will
Or the
probably be
Splat
a little
Dualies
mad,
from
right?
Splatoon 2.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be pretty great. Yeah, no, I am excited. I want to see how they do World War II again, because it's been a while for one thing, but like I just want to see them try to make that interesting. I don't think they're going to. I think there's going to be a failure there, but I want to see it. So,
Well, I mean, I haven't played it, but everyone seemed to be into Battlefield 1.
yeah, I haven't played it either.
Seems like
Well,
that was
That's true. That
successful.
one went over well, apparently.
I played the
Yeah.
multiplayer. I thought people hated the single player stuff, though. The reason they liked it is because the multiplayer stuff was good.
Well, of course, like most people play those games for the multiplayer.
Sure. I don't. That's why I'm excited for this one. I want to see how they do this, like, story, or how they try to do a new story in World War II that hasn't been done before. Because guess what? They've all been fucking done before, but whatever. It's fine.
I mean, I feel like if you're looking for like a real good shooter with a story, Call of Duty's like not the way to look. There's plenty of great shooter games with cool
disagree.
stories.
Black Ops games were great for their story.
I'm not saying they're like bad. I'm just saying like or I should ask you, would you say those like rival stuff like BioShock or Titanfall 2?
No, but those all came out in different years. It's not like they all came out in the same week or anything.
Well, no, I don't think that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like if what you're looking for is I just want a shooter with a great story.
Then now you should play Prey, and then maybe in 6 months you should look at World War II. Call of Duty.
Maybe look at World War II. Or WW2. I don't know what the official title.
WW2. Let's just call it WW2. Makes more sense.
WWF.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say, because
exactly.
people are gonna confuse it with wrestling.
Oh no.
then the story is gonna get real good.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
Video
how it
games
goes,
are art.
WW1,
storylines.
WW2, WWF. There you go.
Yeah. WWF.
TNA gets in there somehow.
Yeah, you got to have the TNA in there for sure.
Nintendo announced the new 2DS XL.
infuriating
Me personally, because I think it looks real nice. And I
It
don't
actually
want
look
does look
nice.
super nice.
Yeah.
Because that old one looked dumb.
Yep. Yep, it does.
It was just a weird wedge thing. Like it looked like a toy. This one looks stylish.
I like that it has the beveled edge, because I don't like how my new 3DS looks when it's closed. It looks like two flaps of meat closed together, not like rested in each other. So basically what I'm saying is I'm going to buy this and try to hawk my 3DS XL on Kijiji. Like that's actually going to happen. So
okay, so like I got up a comparison thing here just to kind of go through what's new about it. So the price is going to be $150.
yep.
The 3DS XL is $200.
Yep.
The 2DS is $80. So basically this thing is exactly like the 3DS XL. It's got the second analog stick, for all those games that use all that. The second shoulder buttons, but it does not do 3D. That's basically the only thing it's missing out on.
Yep. I'm okay with this.
I think that's, yeah. Also, there's two colors. There's like a dark gray with a blue.
I only saw the one.
Accent.
Yeah.
There's dark gray with blue, and then there's white with an orange accent.
Oh,
Isn't that
what?
Japanese exclusive?
Is it?
I think it is. I'll look that up right now.
I'm looking
Okay,
it
I
up,
thought we
too.
were getting the two colors because I know Japan was getting like the Monster Hunter one that actually doesn't look like butt.
I don't like that
I thought
orange,
we-
though. No, I like
I
the
kind of
other
do.
one.
Fun fact: the podcast app I use, Overcast, those are the two color schemes of the Overcast app, orange and white, and then
Well, I mean,
kind of
it's
a dark
Portal.
gray and blue. Portal, yeah. It's video games. It's
video
all video
games.
games. Orange and blue, yeah. So it makes sense. I wonder if those colors just like test well in markets or something, because they're everywhere. Like even
Maybe
Breath
for-
of the Wild, the shrines
For
are orange and blue.
colorblind people, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, I don't see why that would affect. You're still gonna be able to use your thing if you can't tell. I don't know. Anyway,
Because it used to be red and blue. Then it changed to orange. Maybe it's just oranges and not as abrupt of a color or something. I don't know. It's weird.
Okay, other different. So data storage and games. The new one comes with a 4 gigabyte micro SD card. So does the 3DS XL, and the 2DS, I guess, came with a standard SD card.
Sure.
It can take 3D photos. You know, all those times you were taking a 3D photo with your 3DS.
I tried it once, so yeah, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. You do it like one time, and you're like, huh.
Yeah, that didn't work. All right.
And you play Face Raiders once, and you're like, this is dumb. This is a stupid game.
Sounds about right.
Screen size, same as 3DS XL.
Yeah.
I thought this was kind of pretty silly. For the resolution, it's 400 by 240, which is the same as the 2DS, which is not the same as the 3DS. On the Nintendo website, the 3DS XL can do 800 by 240 because it does 3D. So it's there twice.
It's
actually, it's shut up. You're doing 400 by 240.
Well, this is the thing, is that's almost bordering on like falsifying information in your advertising.
They do say that. They say 400 pixels per eye when using the 3D feature.
Fuck off. 400 pixels per eye.
Calm down.
400 pixels per
The size, it's like 0.4 inches smaller. I guess probably lengthwise. Otherwise, it's the same height and width. Same when folded.
Okay.
And it's a little lighter. It's the same weight as the 2DS. This thing seems great.
Yeah, it does.
It looks so nice.
Yep. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yep. However, I currently am in the boat of please stop making 3DS games and put them all on my Switch.
As somebody who doesn't have a Switch, keep making 3DS games. I'm okay with it. Make a port for a Switch. I'm good with that too. For when I eventually do that.
There you go. John, did you find out the colors for North America?
That's the problem I'm having right now. I keep finding European ones that mention the orange one, but I can't find any North American ones. Nintendo's North American website only mentions the black one.
It does only mention the black one. So where is the orange one? Is it just Japan?
Europe apparently is getting it.
Europe's getting it?
Okay, I'm seeing Australia and New Zealand are getting it as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out as well. Here we go.
So probably worldwide except North America, maybe?
So maybe that's the one you should get, because it'll be rare over here.
Maybe.
Kind of interesting that they brought the hinge back. I thought the whole point of the 2DS was like, your kid can't break this.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Not...
I didn't know what the point of the original 2DS was, so
yeah,
sure.
Well, it was supposed to be for kids because they were always like, kids can't use the 3D feature because, you know, it'll mess up their eyes. So we made one that's like for really young kids that can't see 3D. They don't even need the 3D. It was
the cheap kid version. That's exactly what it was, the cheap kid version.
But now it's like the cool, like teen version. This is like the teen.
No, this is the better version. I like.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like the better, cool, hip teen. Like the kid grew up, and now you know he's in the middle of puberty, and he's like super hip and trendy.
Right. Maybe he got his first mortgage.
My God. Teen?
Yeah.
I hope not.
When did you buy your first house, Sean? Jeez.
Maybe they got pregnant. Oh God. All right. Moving on. Nintendo is not doing a live press conference again at E3. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, they do their own thing anyway, so
they'll have a Nintendo Direct.
Sure. This is what I'm really interested in. Is the next one.
Yeah, hang on before we get there. Do you think they're going to have multiple games on the show, or are they going to do just one game like they did for Zelda, and it's going to be Mario?
I hope it's just one game and it's Mario, because I don't really care. That's the one I want to see more of right now.
I would like that. But, I mean, Splatoon does a lot for them, and that won't be out before E3. Right.
So, no, that makes sense. As somebody who's never played Splatoon, I couldn't care less about it. That Mario, though.
You should play some Splatoon. It's not bad.
Well, I would have to get a Switch probably and just do the new one when people are doing it. Yeah, but I don't own it. Otherwise, I would have. And I don't want to go out and buy it just for a few months.
All right. Okay, I just saw this today. There's barely any info on it, but there's a Deadly Premonition board game coming.
Yeah. I'm so in.
It's super weird. So if you just go to deadprem.com, there's a countdown clock. It looks like a little under 4 days. So Deadly Premonition, the board game, a game of innocence, incrimination, and murder.
Great.
There's also a teaser trailer on Facebook, but it's basically just the same thing as this website, and they're kind of zooming out of the coffee in the middle. So there's nothing really else in there. You hear York talking a very little bit. There's really nothing much else to that. This is super weird. I'm assuming it's probably going to be like one of the Sherlock Holmes board games where there's like case files you go through and there's like specific cases, but I have no idea.
That makes sense.
Really don't know. How do you think it's going to be like wacky? Like how wacky do you think it's going to be?
I don't know.
Here's the question. How much Deadly Premonition is going to be in there, or how much is it just going to be like solve the murder case?
Is this going to be one of those, like, I want it to be like one of those VHS games where just Life is Beautiful is just playing in the background, and randomly, like, you'll hear Agent York be like, Zach, can you hear me? If you're currently playing right now, you need to roll a 3, otherwise you lose a turn.
Yeah.
That would be perfect. That would be best.
Yep.
See, what I'm wanting is, I want it to be a VHS because I want it to be, like, randomized a bit, but just... So maybe it's like an app or something, and just every now and then he just talks about a movie for like 7 minutes about how he just loves Jaws.
I'm into this.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's so good.
Yep. I like that.
Or like when they're explaining the instructions to you, the music's just playing too loud, like the background music. Like these are all things I'm wanting for that. Like, oh man.
Realistically, it'll probably be like not that impressive or fun. Honestly, but we can dream.
I hope I'm super interested. I can't believe they're doing this. This is so weird, but so I'm definitely interested. What is next? Let's see what we got. Small thing. I reviewed a game, Really Bad Chess, a couple of months ago. It's on iOS. That game is coming out to Android. It was free on iOS, and I would recommend it. So Android, May 18th.
Cool.
If you like chess and you like having just weird pieces. Like 6 knights. So it's a fun game. Mario and Rabbids.
Great. Yep.
Is coming to the Switch. Ubisoft is doing this, so the Rabbids are back. Who's excited?
Hooray!
Let me hear you
Yep.
Yeah. I guess because Ubisoft hates us. The Rabbids are back. What's it called?
I just want to make a note here that Sean put this in our document as Rabbids are back because fuck you.
Yep. One of this fall's big Nintendo Switch games will be Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Apparently, it's been rumored for quite some time.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
We've talked about it on the podcast before.
What?
Yeah.
When was this announced?
How do you not remember this? This was like 4 months ago.
I don't remember this at all because
Nope.
of how bummed I was this week when this happened. Like, was this at a Nintendo Direct or something?
No, it was never mentioned in a Direct. It was just a rumor going around for the longest time. It actually might have been around... actually, never mind. It wasn't a couple months ago. It was January when they finally revealed the Switch, because that was right before the actual reveal of the console and everything. That was when they put out, like, there was rumors going around that this was a real game, and we talked about it.
Okay. Yeah, this has completely left my brain. The game is going to apparently have 8 playable characters, which include Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Peach, and 4 Rabbids dressed as Mario, Luigi, Yoshi.
Of course.
Great.
In this picture, there's a rabbit with a squid on his head. They all look like they're screaming at you. And Mario, it just looks like Mario. It's an RPG. Come in August or September. Ubisoft's making it. What is okay? The game's selling points: turn-based combat, 2-player local co-op, a goofy sense of humor. The art we've seen features Mario and crew wielding guns that shoot laser beams. All right, so I guess it's kind of like the Mario and Luigi RPGs, maybe? I don't know. John, are you excited?
I mean, I'll play it. I like the Rabbids, but like small, like, if that makes sense, because I only ever played.
Rabbids did you play? Because I played the first one, and that was.
I was gonna say I played the first one, and I played Rabbids Go Home. That's all I played.
Okay.
I never touched anything else since. I've heard the games since then have been garbage, but the first one was good, and Rabbids Go Home was a weird, fun game.
I kind of think I remember hearing Rabbids Go Home was not bad.
Yeah, because it wasn't a minigame collection. It was like an adventure game.
Okay.
Or like an action adventure game, rather.
I wonder if I played any of that.
It's the one where they're in a shopping cart and they're stealing things to build a tower to go to the moon.
Yeah, for some reason I feel like maybe I just saw like a bunch of it at an E3 or something. Anyway, do you remember when they were doing a Rabbids TV show?
Yes.
Like,
Did that happen?
I thought it was called like Rabbids TV.
Well, Rabbids Invasion, American French animated series. Apparently it is real.
Rayman Raving Rabbids TV Party? No, that's a game. That's for the Wii.
First episode aired August 3rd, 2013. Rabbids Invasion, apparently is what it was called. Aired on Nickelodeon.
I thought there was like an interactive like Connect TV thing.
Oh, there was a Connect game. I don't remember what the hell it was called though.
Oh, but I thought it had it was more than a game. I thought it was a TV thing. Oh, maybe it's just Rabbids Invasion, the interactive TV show on the Microsoft Store, and that website. Okay, that link is broken. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Here's a link to it. I'm gonna put it in the chat. This is just some website. The Rabbids Invasion, the interactive TV show. Someone reviewed it for the Xbox One. I don't even. Okay. Looks like I used your avatars. This is too much Rabbids talk. I'm getting sad. Darksiders 3 got leaked and then quickly announced.
Yeah.
I'm stoked.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm pretty excited too. What is your guys' history with the Darksiders games?
Played a bit of the first one. Seemed good.
Yeah, that's a great Zelda game.
Yeah, it is. I heard 2 wasn't as good from some people. I never checked it out myself, though.
2, I heard, did like a weird looting system that threw a lot of people off.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
I played it probably about 10 hours of 2. I don't think the looting system was weird. Like, it had loot and, like, colored loot and everything.
Uh-huh.
I always thought it was just, like, fine. I don't know. For whatever reason, I just kind of didn't get around to playing too much of it.
Okay.
It was less Zelda, for sure. Like, it was definitely less like the Zelda formula, and it was more just kind of, like action platformer.
Sure. Yeah.
But I thought it was like, I would say that game was good.
Okay.
Yep. So I think people maybe just wanted more Zelda again.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we have no idea what the third one's going to be. There's just like a CG trailer. It involves Fury,
the sister of the Horseman or whatever. Yeah, I don't know about this. I need to see more.
What's the fourth Horseman?
What do you mean?
War, Famine, Pestilence.
Yeah.
Wait.
And Fury?
No.
Famine, Pestilence. Because the third one was Death, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, duh. How could I forget Death?
So you just listed 5.
No, Fury's not a horseman.
Conquest,
Fury's not a horseman?
War, Famine, and Death. Those are the actual 4 horsemen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fury. They even say in this trailer, Fury's like the sister of the Horseman or some dumb shit. I don't know. I need to see more of what they're doing here.
I thought maybe she was like they were all siblings, so it just meant here's another one, here's another horseman, horsewoman, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't really know where it takes place, but the ending of that first game is like. They set up like a really cool thing that's about to happen, and then the second game is a prequel, I think, or it happens at I think it might happen at the same time.
Okay, that makes sense.
But whatever it was, they didn't deliver on that ending.
That's probably why people were disappointed, because that ending is great.
It's like when it's happening, you're like, oh man, let's do this.
It made me mad that the game was over. Like, that's a good ending.
It gets you ready. So hopefully this touches on that, but it doesn't seem like it is because war's all chained up and stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that's true.
I don't really know, but I don't know. Who knows where it'll go places. I hope it's good. I like those other two games, and I think now's a good time. It's from THQ Nordic.
Yep.
Which is not THQ.
Now it is.
No, the company's called THQ Nordic, but this is just Nordic Games, and when they bought a bunch of THQ franchises, and then they rebranded themselves as THQ Nordic. But I understand it is a lot of the same team from the last two games working on it. So
cool.
I guess
that's a good sign, at least.
Yeah, that's good news. I like that. All right.
The chat are saying it's war, conquest, famine, and death, and sometimes conquest is replaced by pestilence.
Well, that's why I thought pestilence is one of them, at least. So
yeah,
not fully crazy.
I remember hearing pestilence a few times. That's why. That stuck for me too.
Okay, we got info on the Breath of the Wild DLC. So there's 2 packs. Yeah. And the second pack is the cool one with the new dungeon, but for whatever reason you have to buy them both if you want them. They do not sell them individually, which just seems weird to me.
Sounds like a very Nintendo thing.
Just sounds like they just know the first DLC is not going to be that interesting, but they want to get a little bit more money out of you so they can raise the price. But anyway, let's see. First thing in, I guess the first piece of DLC is the Smart Map, which is an addition to the map that will track where you've been over the last 200 hours.
Why? Oh, I guess I get why. So you can see what parts you haven't covered at all.
Yeah.
And you can also make it like less distance and stuff if you don't want to do all the way 200 hours. It's kind of interesting. I wasn't expecting that from Nintendo. When they said a new feature for the map, I thought it was going to be like, a 6th pin that you can put down.
Hooray!
Of new pins. There's one that you can put down a pin like right where you are. Let's see.
That's the normal one. Oh, I know what you're talking about. The warp pad that you can put wherever you want.
Sorry, it's a warp pad. That's right. I'm just going to go through in order with this article, so I'm not mixing things up. Adding to your navigation options is the travel medallion. Oh, this is what I was just talking about. Which you'll find it in a chest somewhere, and then once you open it, you can set a single point on your map and make a fast travel point. Someone's making a lot of noise outside. Then there's a horde mode called the Trial of the Sword. When you get to a certain sacred location, you can take on the new Trial of the Sword challenge, face an onslaught of enemies one wave after another. Link starts the challenge without any equipment or weapons. When all of the enemies in the room are defeated, Link proceeds to the next, clear all the trials, about 45 rooms in total, and the true power of the Master Sword awakens.
What?
Okay. So I guess it upgrades your Master Sword?
Good, because it kind of is semi-useless.
Yep.
There's also a hard mode. In hard mode, enemies gradually regain health. So take them out as quickly as possible. All enemies are powered up by 1 level. For example, red bokoblins in normal mode are now blue bokoblins. Enemies can also have higher maximum levels than they would in normal mode. Look up. You may also find enemies and treasure chests in the sky. And it looks like a couple enemies are on rafts that are being held up by balloons. So maybe enemies will fall on top of you now.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Which that just sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be like gliding around, and then this guy's going to come flying at you. All right, and for aesthetics, Majora's Mask is an item you're going to get. And it, which I don't know if it does anything. You get a Tingle outfit, which is pretty funny.
Yes.
It looks like you get Midna's helmet. They also didn't say what that is. You get Phantom armor, which looks like it's from
Spirit Tracks.
Tracks and Phantom Hourglass. You get a Korok mask, which looks like Link's just wearing a Korok.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps you find Korok seeds.
Which thank fuck for that. That should have been in the game to begin with.
So that's all of the first DLC. Which the second one they said is going to be a side story and a new dungeon. Which that sounds great.
That's actually what I want.
What would be a side story though? Like,
I don't know, just a mini thing. That sounds cool to me.
I'm excited for it, but I'm like, what is it with Link? Is it before things happened? Is it after the end of the game? What is it?
With your little brother Bink, what he was doing while you were sleeping.
Bink.
No, they're gonna bring back Linkle. Linkle's finally gonna be official now.
Yeah.
There you go. Or it's what Tingle's actually doing. Is Tingle in Breath of the Wild?
No.
Is he somewhere? Maybe this is what Tingle's been up to.
Could be.
Anyway, I think this article doesn't say it, but I'm pretty sure this has to be the one where you get the Switch shirt. So Link can wear a Switch branded T-shirt.
I thought you just got that with the season pass period.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you would get it with the first one. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, no, like you already get that. Like day one, if you bought the pass, you get that.
Oh, you can wear it now, is what you're saying?
Yes, people have already been wearing the Switch shirts.
Cool. Does it give you any upgrades?
No, I believe it's actually not that good armor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. I don't remember if I never actually. I don't think I bought the season pass.
Makes it so enemies can't touch you.
Makes it so buying DLC through the Switch is 10% off.
You know, I'd be down for that.
That would be kind of cool.
If you want to buy DLC, you have to buy 2 at once for some reason. You can't buy them individually.
Right.
Anyway, this is weird because, like, I don't think I really want anything from this first one. I mean, this Trial by Sword one seems kind of cool. But to be fair, I don't really play Breath of the Wild for the combat. I was thinking the other day, most of the time when there's an enemy, I just run away. Like, I got stuff I want to do instead of fight you. So the combat's like my least interested thing. But apparently you got to buy both of them together, and the bundle is $20 American.
Oh, good news! I looked up how much armor the Switch shirt gives you.
Okay.
1.
Yeah.
1.
Okay. Worth it.
I don't know if you upgrade it or whatever, but yeah, apparently it's just worth 1 armor.
I'm assuming you could upgrade it. I wonder, like, what it takes to upgrade.
Yo, can you dye it?
I hope. I don't know. Apparently, if you sell it, you can never get it back. That's one of the warnings in the description.
That's hilarious.
Dumb.
Wow.
Okay. Well, anyway. So that's coming later this year.
Yeah.
Danger Zone got announced. These are Criterion people. These are the people that made Dangerous Golf. And it's Burnout's Crash Mode.
Nice. Hopefully it does better than Dangerous Golf did.
Yeah. In the press release, they straight up are talking about like Burnout 3's Crash Mode in this. So hopefully it's good. It's not the Burnout thing I want them to make, but I'm glad they're getting closer. This is a step in the right direction.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And this comes out actually next month on PC and PS4 for $13.
My hope has gone down a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's going to be just Crash Mode. I mean, there wasn't a ton to it, right?
I guess, but
so hopefully it's good with what they do.
Yeah.
The screenshots look like there's a lot of explosions.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a
I
Paul,
added something here.
Next one is yours.
Yeah. Resident Evil Code Veronica X is coming to PS2 Classics on PS4 next week, May 9th. So there you go. You can buy that game. That's coming out again. Comes out all the fucking time, but there it is. Another version to buy. Yeah. That's it.
All right, last bit of news is we hear our 2017's entries to the Video Game Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I didn't really know this was a thing. I guess they've done it for the last 3 years now.
Yep.
2017's games are Halo Combat Evolved, the original Donkey Kong, Pokemon Red and Green, and Street Fighter 2.
What a weird list.
Apparently, let's see what the other finalists, the other 8 finalists were Final Fantasy VII, Microsoft Windows Solitaire,
Wait.
Mortal Kombat,
Okay. Yeah.
Myst, Portal, Resident Evil, Tomb Raider, and Wii Sports.
I think some of those have more of a right to be on here than what's on here for these 4. I don't think Donkey Kong should be on here.
You know what's in the last
No,
years?
Donkey Kong should totally be on there. It
No.
basically saved Nintendo.
Donkey Kong's garbage. It's a garbage game.
So I'm gonna read the last 2 years because maybe that'll ease you because I didn't know about.
No. I kind of don't care about this. How do they choose, like, what's up here? Is it like how important it is in, like, the history of gaming? I guess. Like, how do they decide what's important?
Well, here, let me read what's in the 2015 and 2016 classes so you can get a feel for it.
Yeah.
2015 class, Pong, Pac-Man, Mario Bros, or Super Mario Bros, rather, Tetris, Doom, and World of Warcraft.
Okay, starting off easy. Sure. World of Warcraft, really? That early?
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of people.
But, like,
2016
God
class.
shit, man.
Sure.
2016 class, Grand Theft Auto 3, the original Legend of Zelda, the Oregon Trail, The Sims, the original Sonic the Hedgehog, and Space Invaders.
I don't know if Sonic hangs with those in that list.
That's probably the only one where I'm like, really?
I was about to say, like, well, that's the one good Sonic game. So
Sonic 3.
I mean, here's the thing. I like Sonic games. That doesn't hang in that list. Come on.
I'm surprised it got in there before, like, looking at the 2017 list, like any of these games.
I'm surprised Pokemon took this long for what that did to, like, mobile gaming, RPGs. Like, yeah.
Wait, have you said Minecraft yet?
No.
Okay, Colin,
Wait.
that's in next year's.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
surprised it's not in this year's.
I'm kind of
Let me see if
surprised
there's
too.
more. If those are the only ones that were added. 6 games. Read out 6 games. Yeah, I think that those actually might just be the only ones. Yeah. That's surprising.
What?
I don't really know how you get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to know. Because, like, here's the thing. Halo Combat Evolved is a great game that did a lot for console shooters. But Doom is a better shooter that was on PC, and it's already been recognized. Like, this is the thing. It's like, Halo should be on here maybe as a recognition for what it did for console shooters, but, like, there's better shooters that came out before it, just straight up.
That doesn't matter. There's better games than Donkey Kong.
Right,
There's better games than Donkey Kong that are already here, but...
This is what I'm getting at, is that, like, why are we going for softballs already when there's already probably other games that could... Like, I think Pokemon should be here. Like...
I'm more confused why there's only 4 games joining this list when each other year added 6.
And, like, the runners-up or whatever Sean was saying, like... I mean, I love Resident Evil and Tomb Raider and these old games, but I don't think they hang either. I can
What about
admit
Microsoft
that.
Windows Solitaire?
That one I'm a little confused because
You know, the
Solitaire
Windows
is a
10
card...
version has ads.
This is the thing, is that it's a card game. It's a electronic version of a card game that's existed for years. But okay.
All right, here's the
saying
thing.
is it's
Here's the thing I
legendary.
found. Here's the thing I found from a previous year.
Okay.
Apparently, the first year where they added Tetris, World of Warcraft, Super Mario Bros., Doom, Pong, Pac-Man, they had 15 finalists.
Oh.
So
And they threw a dart at the wall, and it hit these 6.
Here are the ones that didn't make it in the first year they did this in 2015. Angry Birds, FIFA, Legend of Zelda, Minecraft, Oregon Trail,
Minecraft.
Pokemon, The Sims, Sonic, and Space Invaders. So most of the ones that didn't win in 2015
I see.
won in 2016.
Yeah, or like they're going on and on. I get it. I see. Okay.
That's kind of interesting that Angry Birds never came back, because you can literally see like, oh, this was a fad.
Yeah. Did that movie come out? Is there an Angry Birds movie out?
Last year?
Yeah,
It did.
It came out, and it's like one of the top 10 highest-grossing movies in China. It set records. I believe it is actually the highest-grossing video game
We
movie.
all went and saw it. Like, you were there too. You don't remember? You loved
Oh my
it.
god, get out. I need to get out of this simulation. It's short-circuiting.
You don't remember when the fact that you are an Angry Bird? We all became Angry Birds.
I just like look down and I see like this beak. No.
Yeah, just hands up. They're like feather arms. Ah!
All right. Angry Birds movie is the second highest grossing video game adaptation of all time.
We are Angry Birds, and
What's the
Angry
first?
Birds are we. We say that every time we wake up in the morning.
What'd you say, Paul?
What's the first, if that's the second?
Warcraft.
Persia.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sure. That did
Prince
very
of
well
Persia's number
overseas.
3 on the list. Prince of Persia is barely under Angry Birds.
Okay.
Wow.
Weird.
Cool, man.
Oh my god. Need for Speed is on this list. Wow. All right.
I was just gonna say all these movies suck. Like, I don't think these are. I don't think you need
Almost every Resident Evil movie is on this top 15 list.
there's not that many of them. I wouldn't be surprised. If
That's
Adam
not true.
Sandler's-
There are a lot of Resident Evil movies alone. Is a top 15 list and most of them are there, or all of them are there?
It's the top 16. And let's see
Oh.
here. How many are there now? There's 6.
I think there's
There's
7?
one.
No, 6, yeah.
There's 2.
Is
There's
Fantasy
3. There's 4. There's 5. There's 5 on this list.
Is Advent Children in there?
No. That also wasn't like in theaters, and it's also not live action. Or I guess no, it doesn't have to be live action. It just wasn't in theaters.
Or are we just talking about China? I can't remember.
This, I believe, is worldwide.
Okay.
Worldwide, yeah. I mean, China, they love a lot of stuff that doesn't do well here. For sure.
Forthcoming list is organized by worldwide gross, since international tallies are uncharacteristically higher with this genre. And the domestic grosses, frankly, are pretty sad. Okay, cool.
Okay.
How do we even get on this?
I don't know.
Get
but
on this
that
topic?
was
I
the
don't know.
news for the last.
Yeah, there you
let's,
go.
Let's go to the questions.
Yeah.
People want to send questions in. It's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, Facebook group, Discord, John's P.O. Box, Reddit. Anyway, here is one from One Press L2P.
Okay.
Due to the recent Bomberman patch that John says has improved the game drastically, what other games have you experienced that came out not 100% worth it, but has had a patch that has drastically improved the game?
Oh.
Almost every game that's early access.
Yeah. Like the patch that actually releases them is a pretty good one for sure.
I feel like that doesn't count.
Sure. That's understandable.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Here's an answer that also kind of doesn't count. I hope Mass Effect Andromeda. Crossed.
Sure. The theory is every single game that can have a patch gets better every time it has a patch because they're fixing it. The theory. But
You're asking, like,
I know
got
drastically
better.
Oh,
I'm also trying to think. I don't typically play that many games over a long enough period to experience like both versions.
Sure.
Air quote.
yeah.
Oh, here's an easy one. No Man's Sky.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
you're
I
probably
guess.
right. I just didn't play it after that patch, so I
I
can't
didn't play after the
confirm.
patch either, but they definitely added that patch that like drastically improved it, right?
Sure, yeah. I mean, if you look in the MMO world, like patches usually add a whole bunch of content. So like for endgame stuff, a patch will add like a whole new raid. Maybe sometimes if it's like they fixed like how all the characters work, so you kind of relearn your character and like how much damage they can do and stuff like that. Like those are ongoing. So every time there's a patch for those, it's usually a pretty big one.
Here's one. Destiny. When they did like the Taken King a year later, apparently that like fixed a ton of the issues and whatnot.
Oh yeah, Destiny was a big fix. You're right.
That's what I only played the after patch version, so I just remember people talking like that.
Okay. Ark apparently had a big patch. People said when that happened.
Okay. All right. Next question. Who's got it?
I'll grab it. Comet Strider says, Puyo Puyo Tetris came out this week. Which do you prefer more, Puyo Puyo or Tetris? We kind of answered this.
Tetris.
I mean,
Paul?
as I don't have Puyo Puyo Tetris, I have played it. Probably Tetris. It's a classic for a reason.
All right, Johnny, you got the next one?
Yeah, I got it. The Dark Boko sends in a message saying, what are the chances of us hearing / seeing a spoiler cast for Persona 5 or any other games when / if you guys beat it? Sean, you're not even playing Persona 5, are you?
No, but most of our spoiler casts are usually 2 people. So, I mean, if you guys could do one if you wanted.
That's a fair point.
I mean, if it's still a thing we want to talk about by the time I finish and I have somebody to talk to about with it, I'll do one. But otherwise, it's kind of unlikely.
Yeah, Reese will probably want to be on to do one. So
I think you guys should totally do one.
I mean, if I was playing it, I
would do it.
You and Reese.
That's just called us streaming.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll think about it.
And then I don't think there's any other like story games that are happening right now. I think someone wrote in somewhere asking about Zelda, but I don't know how much story there is to that.
Same story in every Zelda game. So
I'm also not done it, so there's that too.
Yeah, there's nothing special about this Zelda story-wise, really.
Dead in Sky. Favorite game that you wish new players could just skip the opening and get to the good stuff?
Oh, man.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
No way. Disagree.
I think some RPGs, like Final Fantasy 13 comes to mind.
Yep. Although I didn't play past the, slogging part, so I don't know. But that's what I heard.
RPGs with slow starts, like in general, I think is like the answer.
RPG.
Well, they're not all slow starts, but yeah, they don't get better until later for sure.
Most Zelda games, like Twilight Princess, had such a slow start.
Skyward Sword had the slowest of starts.
I never played Skyward Sword.
The previous Zelda games before Breath of the Wild, basically. Maybe that's the actual answer.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
I didn't think of anything else. The stuff that came to mind was like skipping like a whole game, and then I was like, Assassin's Creed.
Oh, then Mass Effect 1.
And then I was gonna say Mass Effect 1, which I'm assuming you disagree with. I think we talked about that recently.
Well, I mean, if you could just get all of the experience of Mass Effect 1 instantly without having to, play that thing, that would be
Well, I think skipping
ideal.
implies you're not getting the experience. You're just skipping it.
Well, then I don't really agree any game should have it where you just skip the opening, because it's a story arc, if that's the case.
Okay.
No, that's fair.
Or at least I retract my whole RPG statement. You really shouldn't skip the intro of an RPG if you want to get the good story stuff later. None of that will make sense.
I think that's the difference. Are you playing it for the story, or are you playing it because you just love, leveling up and RPG mechanics or whatever?
Sure. Then my answer would be like an MMO, like World of Warcraft. Skip all the grinding stuff, go to the end game stuff so you could play with like your friends or whatnot.
He has a second question. You guys have traveled by plane a lot. Sean with going home to Calgary ever so often. John with cons. And, well, I don't really know about you, Paul, but I was wondering if you guys had a Nexus passport or not, and whether or not it really makes a difference in saving time at the airport.
No,
I don't, because I usually travel with Reese, and because she's from a different country, and she doesn't have the equivalent in that country, it'd be pointless to use anyways.
Is this like the pre-TSA thing? Like
global entry, I believe, is what it's called.
Yeah.
In the U.S.
The one where you pay like $80 a year or whatever, and you just like get checked out at once.
Nexus is basically the equivalent of that for Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
No.
Most of my flights are international anyway, and I have to go 2 hours ahead of time. So I mean, I gotta kill time somehow. Might as well wait through security.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's always a treat when they don't make me take my shoes off.
Yeah. Okay, Jim Rodin says, do you like or not like when games have multiple endings, and why? Also, do you prefer when the ending you get is based on the entire adventure of the game, or when you get to choose your own ending right at the very end of the game? So I guess the first one is, do you like or not like when games have multiple endings?
I think it depends on the length of the game
and how they do it, too.
Yeah, like Persona 5 has apparently like 7 endings.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like, I would be upset if I got most of those, but apparently like the game recognized like, maybe this isn't the ending you want. Do you want to like rewind back a week and fix what got you here? Which is kind of cool. So
yeah,
I feel like most games do the second one where the story is basically the same, and then there's like one option at the end, like good guy or bad guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably like when you should just. Okay, I'm going to talk about Mass Effect 3 and how they probably shouldn't have bothered with a quote-unquote choice, because it's kind of the same no matter what. Like, it doesn't really affect what happens. They should have probably just written, like, a clear-cut, this is what happens at the end of the story of the Shepherd, or whatever, instead of, like, making you think you had some agency. That might be a time when that would have worked out for them. I don't know. Multiple endings, I think, are okay. It gives some replay value to a game.
Yep, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm even fine when they do multiple endings and then they like pick a canonical one.
Yeah.
So even if I didn't get that ending, they're like, well, actually, this is how we're gonna go. Like when a sequel's coming out and they're like, we chose this to be the canonical ending. It's like, okay, sure.
I like when there's like a joke ending too, where it's like, you died. Yeah, that was the end of his story.
Yep.
Those are great when that happens.
A game that does that really well is the 999 Virtue's Last Reward games, because you have to play those endings because they'll give you a little bit more info on how to progress. So that it leans right into that.
And as it was brought up in chat, I hear Nier Automata does the weird multiple endings very well.
You have to play it multiple times for what I hear. I'm so interested in that game.
Yeah.
I think it's probably going to be like the game I pick up like Black Friday, and it'll be like I'm going to play it all over the holiday break or something.
Yeah. For sure.
I'm definitely going to play that game before the end of the year. I'm so interested.
Sorry, there's more to this, I guess, that relates. I ask this because personally I don't like it when video games have multiple endings. This is why I still haven't played what is considered to be one of the best games ever made, Chrono Trigger. Would you think it is still possible for me to enjoy Chrono Trigger even though I'm not a fan of when a game has multiple endings?
So here's the thing about Chrono Trigger. There's really only one ending, and those are just like a bunch of hidden bonus ones you can get on a New Game Plus. Like canonically or non-canonically, like the game really only has 2 endings.
Mm-hmm.
And like the difference between the two is like, oh, you have an item and you don't have an item, but they still end pretty much the same way.
The better barometer really is, do you like old SNES style RPGs done by Square? Because if that is a resounding yes, you should definitely play this game. If it's no, then no. Because the multiple endings don't do anything really to affect Chrono Trigger at all.
No.
I'm trying to think of. I'm assuming they dislike multiple endings because it's like a fear of like missing out. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I could see that being the case. If I didn't like multiple endings, it'd be because, I'm missing out on seeing different content, or maybe I didn't get to do this thing because I made this selection.
Yeah,
I'm
used
curious
YouTube
if they
for
play
that myself.
Yep, that's definitely true for sure. I'm curious if they play any of the Telltale games.
Yeah,
because that's different from Chrono Trigger. That one straight is you will miss out on dialogue and character stuff if, for example, you chose to kill this person or whatever, and that is completely different. I'm assuming they don't if they don't like multiple endings.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're all for multiple endings. It seems like I think you're gonna miss out on some real good games. Chrono Trigger is real cool.
Yeah, it is.
All right, John, you got this one. Oh, this one's perfect for you.
Yeah, sorry, I had the cats here for a second. Just give me a sec. Matthew writes in with the NPD numbers. He says, NPD has been tight-lipped about numbers, so there's little in the way of numbers, though I was able to find out the following. Okay. Much shorter than usual. Switch sold about 900,000 units in North America, which I'm guessing this is April's numbers, or... Yeah, I guess it would be April's numbers, because that's when the Switch came out, basically.
Yep.
Breath of the Wild, 1.3 million, over 900,000 on the Switch alone. More copies sold than the Switch itself.
Horizon Zero Dawn. North America.
Yes, this is just North America.
Oh, okay.
Hang on, I have a cat in front of me. Give me a sec. Horizon Zero Dawn, 1+ million units sold, including digital. Thanks. Lie down, please. 1+ million sold, including digital, 650,000 if physical only. 1-2 Switch, about 180,000 units, nearly 1 million worldwide, which, okay. Snipper Clips sold 350,000 units worldwide. Bomberman sold 500,000 units worldwide. I believe this is the best in the series. The series has done since the N64 days, which I could believe. My question is, with the success of Super Bomberman R, what other series do you hope comes back in a big revival? Pretty much any of Konami's IPs that they ignore, like Contra, Gradius, any of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like this question is just what's your favorite game, and you want a sequel for it, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it kind of is, to be honest.
Yeah. Because, of course I'm going to be like, Burnout Paradise 2.
Really like F-Zero to, make a huge comeback and do very, very well.
Just play that Wipeout spiritual successor.
That Redout or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
I've been looking into that. Yeah, kind of looks like it. I just like fast racing games. They're neat.
Sure. John, have you been playing Mario Kart?
No, I haven't, but I've not had a chance because Persona.
Okay.
And we were busy with other stuff this week too. Like we went and got Reese's permanent residence.
But you played Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
What made you want to get this one?
Because it actually added in the battle mode. It added in the good part.
I guess I didn't really play much multiplayer of this one. But anyway. Oh yeah, permanent residence. Speaking of which, the reason I went up to Calgary is I got my visa.
Nice, congrats.
Nice. So that was great. That was awesome. I get to be here for another 3 years.
Yay.
Yeah, my answer is Burnout Paradise 2, obviously. I want that to come back in a big revival.
Yep.
Or just great Need for Speed games again.
Sure. Yeah.
I feel like the last few have just kind of all been middling a little bit.
Agreed.
Oh man, someone's just leaf blowing outside my window. I'm gonna go close that window.
Okay.
We're almost done.
I could hear it.
Last question from Amanda. If you have to choose between Twitch and YouTube for showing and making game content, what would you choose and why? Twitch because it's more fun.
Yep. What he said. Also, there's kind of that whole thing people are saying where people aren't getting paid much on YouTube anymore. So I'm sure they agree.
That's another thing.
So. Yeah.
Did we do the last question? Oh, I guess I don't really have much of an opinion for this one.
Yeah, we did.
We already read it out. We basically already said our piece.
Cool. God, I can still hear that leaf blower. We should wrap this up.
Yep.
Games of the week.
Persona 5.
Prey.
Mine is probably Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. All right. We will be back next week. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you then.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.